I would have wanted my mom to talk with me about when I was a child. I wish she taught me. Hi everyone, welcome back to Monday Meds. I hope your week is off to a great start. Happy Monday to you all. Yes, it is Monday. Yes, it is Monday. And I'm your health educator, Tanisha Lawrence. And this is your Monday Meds. So yes, it is your Monday Meds. All right, so I know you had Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day. If you did not get my greetings on the weekend, happy Mother's Day to you. Yes, and I hope you had an awesome Mother's Day weekend, and I hope you had a wonderful time with your mom if you had a chance to spend it with her. Yes, this topic that we are going to be sharing today, it's one that's very sensitive to us as women. And gentlemen, I must warn you, yes, it is for women and for those of you who have daughters, girls, daughters, nieces, any female in your life, you should ensure that they see this video. And so yes, gentlemen, it is a sensitive topic that we're going to be sharing. It can get graphic, it can seem and sound graphic, so just be aware and be warned that it can get graphic. So I've been thinking about this for a while, from maybe about 6 months. Actually, it's more than 6 months, it's over a year that I've been thinking about this and wanting to do a video. And what better time to do it than now? It is May, yes, and it is Child's Month. It is also we emphasize on mothers, and this that we're going to talk about is how a woman becomes a mother. It's a process that if you don't have it as a woman, it's the possibility of having a child is slim. I won't say it won't happen, because I've heard of women who have had it, who have had children without it. But my point is, it is sensitive, and so the purpose of this video is to educate us as women, young girls. This is a video, or this is a talk I would love to have with my own daughter or daughters. It is a talk that I would have wanted. So yes, I would have wanted my mom to talk with me about when I was a child. And so yes, you have to stay till the end as I will share that one tip or one lesson that I would have loved to know, that my mom would have taught me. And so yes, keep watching and definitely share this video. Thank you for your subscription, thank you for your likes. Welcome to our new subscribers. And so yes, let's jump in. So this topic we're talking about is menstruation, or what is called a period, a dot. And why they call it a period. All right, so I always wondered why it is a period, because we know period to be a dot, right? Or a full stop. But the period is that monthly spot or drop of blood. And so yes, if you want to look at it as a dot, because sometimes some women, they see their period and it's not a lot of blood. And so, you know, when we're talking about blood, it is sensitive. And so I won't go into the science of it. I hope by this you would have shared with your daughters, your nieces, you would have shared with the girls in your life exactly the process of how the period, happens. But what I will share here is that usually a period goes from about 3 days of bleeding. Some women bleed up to 7 days. If you bleed more than 7 days, that is an abnormal, very abnormal cycle, or a very abnormal thing that's happening in your body, and possibly you may have fibroids, or you may have hormone imbalance, or something else that is going on in your body. And so yes, it is important that you definitely get checked out by your doctor or your gynecologist. All right, so the purpose of this video is to talk about how to really use a pad, a sanitary napkin, and also to tell you what I would have loved my mom to tell me when I was a child. All right, so for your period, and shout out to Nicole. We met in the supermarket maybe about 2 years ago, actually. And so I told you I've been thinking about this for a while. And we were shopping. I was actually picking up pads, and I saw her right there at the same time she was picking it up too. And I was like, yeah, you have to make sure that you buy the right one for your flow and also for what's happening in your body, so for your period cycle. And so did you know that each pad, especially, and I love the Curves brand, I am not an affiliate marketer for them. However, if they would love me to do that, I would be happy to share. So yes, each pad, it has the dot, and we talk about the period. Yes, so that shows you the flow. So that is actually light flow. So this pad, which is ultra thin, and I love the ultra thins, they have revolutionized the pads, or the pad industry have been revolutionized. It's not the thick ones. You don't have to use the thick bulky ones anymore. You can use the ultra thin. You can use the thin ones, which actually works even as good and even maybe better, because you don't feel that bulkiness underneath you as a woman. And so yes, so it is labeled based on the flow. So this one is actually, and I show you, yes, we want to show you. So it is thin, as each pad looks like this, around this, and it comes with flaps, which are called wings. There's some pads that are without wings. Now, for better protection that it stays, it's best to have them with wings. And so since we have them, and here is usually sticky, so this is a sticky. All right, so since we have this, we're going to show you how to actually put it on your underwear. Okay, so it has the adhesive, and this one, it doesn't show whether it is top or bottom. And yes, we're gonna borrow one of my underwears. All right, yes, when you are seeing your period, you definitely want to use a darker underwear just in case there is a spill. So hence using a black is great, and I love the black ones. And yes, ladies, all right, I'll show you that after. So this is where the seat is, the panty seat. You want to line it up. So where the flap is, you want to put it a little above there. So put the wings under, and there you have it. All right, so that's how you affix, or you put in, or you put on your pad. And so this is how it would look. All right, and yes, ladies, it is good to wear proper underwear, especially when you're menstruating, so it covers your butt, okay, covers your behind. All right, yes, and it gives you proper protection. And as we talk about protection, one tip I must say to you: when you're menstruating, it is good for your blood flow that you wear proper clothing, especially in your lower parts below your waist. And yes, so you want to wear and cover up your limbs, your lower limbs, from your waist down, if you want to wear a skirt, as I'm wearing, or if you want to wear a pants, you definitely need to cover up your limbs. You need to cover up and yes, you don't need to wear tight clothing. Try not to wear tight clothing generally, and try not to wear tight clothing when you're menstruating. And yes, if you can put on socks to keep your feet warm when you're menstruating during your cycle, it is important. That helps your blood flow. And one other tip: make sure that you don't drink cold stuff around your period. that does affect your period, and those can help to give you more cramps. Similarly, that's one reason why you need to cover up your lower limbs, especially when you're menstruating. All right, ladies, so it is important to dress properly. It is so important to dress properly to help your body equilibrium to function well. All right, so we showed you how to put on the pad. But one thing I must show you, so when you take it off, you want to save this that you can put the pad back on. And actually I can do that because we are going to show you how to put on one of my favorite pads. So I'm going to stick this back on. Yes, I can stick it on back, and I can wrap it up back and put it there. All right, so this is one of my favorite. This is my favorite pad. Yes, this is the overnight one. These ones, and they do have the smaller one. So this is the Curves brand, as you see, and I said earlier, there are other brands. So there's the Stay Free, there's the Kotex, there's Always, there is the Confidence, and you can list some in the comment section that you know of. All right, the brands of pads that are out there, but this is my favorite. And can you guess why this is my favorite? You would not guess why this is my favorite. This, as you can see right here, it has two drops or two drops there. And so this is the overnight ultra thin pads, and we're going to show you why it is my favorite. Because yes, it does have a flap, and this one is more sealed. This is bigger. So yes, as you grow older, ladies, girls, you will need to use bigger pads or longer pads. Okay, so that's a tip for you. All right, so why I love this one, it has the extra protection right at the bottom. So it gives you the extra protection on your behind, where you need it most, especially when you are sleeping or sitting down. Can you see? All right, so we're gonna put this on. We're gonna put this on to the underwear so you can see it. All right, and I'm doing this demonstration. I'm not wasting my pads. My hands are clean. My hands are clean, so you know I'm not wasting my pads. This is how you put the pad on. And this one, like I said, this one is a large. This is overnight. So this is the ultra thin overnight. And like we said, the thin one, it actually feels lighter underneath. And this is what I was telling you about. So we take that off, and it gives you that protection in the bottom. This is where your bottom would be. So when you are sitting down, or whether you're laying down in bed, it gives you that protection. So it actually limits the leak. You know how sometimes it leaks? Because if it leaks, it means that maybe you didn't position the pad properly, or it is that you need a bigger size pad. All right, so this is how it works, and you just put it underneath, and yes, we close up the underwear just like that. All right, so that's it. That's it with the underwear and the pad, how to position it. You shouldn't be wearing this for the whole day. Okay, you should not be wearing this one pad for the whole day. You should be changing it at least, I would say, well, if it is on your heavy days, you should be the pad will tell you when it needs to change. You're gonna feel it heavy. That's one, it's gonna feel heavy, and two, it's gonna start smelling. Okay, so every 2 to 4 hours it's recommended, if it is, especially if it is on a heavy day. Now if it's on a light day, like your first day, you can do it like within 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, so you can have more time. But then if you're exposing yourself to, if you're exposing your pad to air, like if you're going to the bathroom very regular and it is getting air in there, it's gonna need to change quicker than normal, than if you are not going, if you're not exposing it to air a lot. Because when blood is exposed when the pad, which has blood on it, is exposed to air or oxygen, it actually start gathering more bacteria. All right, so that's something we're to consider. All right, so we talked about the different sizes of pads, and there are times when your period just start and it comes light, so you may need, it may be like a spotting, so you may need a panty liner. The panty liner, you position it similarly to the pad, and this is a Confidence brand. I love the color of the packaging or the wrapper. Yes, I love the color. So this is how the liner is. So it is smaller, so you think about the small, this is the liner, and it holds less, so you don't use this for a period like on day 1. All right, so you have day 0, you could use this. When day 0 is when you're starting, when it just starts, so you can use this day 0, and then you go to day 1. Okay, so you go to day 1, and you can use this in the daytime, and then you use this one at night. Day 1, day 2. All right, so day 3 for some women, you taper off and you can come back to this. All right, day 4, maybe you have a few spots or a few period, few drops, you can use this. And the panty liner, you can also use it during, like, outside of your period. Sometimes you may have discharge from your vagina, you can use the liner. All right, the panty liner. And as we talk about panty liner and pads, I know this is on another topic, but while we're talking about it, we can share it. So if you have fibroids, you can definitely use, I would recommend using a bigger pad though, more so the maxi, the bulky ones, to put castor oil on. Put it on, and you can put it on your, you can use it as a castor oil pack. Just a tip right there. And as we were talking about pad. All right, so we talk about that period, and you know, the cycle. We talk about how long the period lasts for, how to put on the pad. But before I continue, we know that during the period, that's blood, right? And blood is very pungent. It is repulsive. And yes, I must remember this to say this, that I know as men, I know many of you are watching, I know you don't like when your wife or your girlfriend is having a period, because you know you should not be sexually active or intimate with her during her period. And so I know that you don't like that. And so but when a woman is seeing her period, I can understand in cultures that they don't allow her to cook. And this is where I will share with you the tip or the lesson I wish my mom taught me when I was a child. All right, so you know how you deal with the pad. You deal with the pad, and you deal with, so you deal with it. You put on the pad on your underwear, and then you take it off, and we told you that you should wrap it up, wrap the pad in the dirty pad in the wrapper. And yes, there are some places when you're out and about in the public, they do have a receptacle in the bathroom that, or the restroom, that you can drop the pad in. If you don't, if you're at home, you need to wrap it, whether it is newspaper. If you don't have newspaper, you can get bags. What I usually do, I use the same bag that it comes in, especially when it's coming to an end. Yeah, I can take these out. I put it in. All right, and that helps too. But over time, it folds up. So I would say you get another bag and put this in and put them in. And you want to be discreet as ladies. All right. A man don't have to know you're having a period unless he's your husband, okay? Your brother don't need to know. Your father don't need to know. If you live in an extended family, your uncle don't need to know. Yes, so you gotta be discreet. So what I wish my mom taught me when I was a child is that, yes, when you are having your period, your hands, because you're dealing with the pad, your hands will touch the blood. It's your body, all right? And then not just that, you wash yourself. And one of the things I would encourage you, sorry I didn't bring a wash rag, but I would encourage you to have two wash rags when your period is on. So one to wash yourself, especially from head, neck down to your waist. You can actually use one to wash the whole body, but when it comes to that vaginal pubic area, you definitely want to have one. You want to have the second one when you're drying yourself off. You don't want to be using the same wash rag to use that you clean down there to be wiping yourself, even though yes, you wash it out. But if you can have two wash rags using around your period, it is best. So that's one thing I wish my mom taught me. The second most important thing of all is that I wish she taught me that I should cleanse my hand, not just with soap. Cleanse my hand with some salt or some baking soda. Now, when your palms, they actually absorb chemicals or substances. Yes. And so I can't imagine and I can understand why many cultures, they don't allow women to cook around when they're menstruating or when they're seeing their period. I don't know if you're from a culture that this happens. Please share in the comment section if this is why they do that. So when you touch the blood, you're cleaning yourself up. You know that there's some, and the scientists out there, you can back me up, you can tell me what you think, if this makes sense. But yes, so we wash our hands with soap, yes, but to be extra clean, extra careful, I recommend you use some salt, just a little salt on wet palms, and you rub and you wash and rinse. Especially when you're about to cook, if you're gonna cook something that you have to put your hands in, like flour, kneading flour, dumplings, kneading dough, you have to ensure. And I practice this even outside of my period. I started practicing it once I became aware of it. So yes, it does help to cleanse your hands. So you can use salt, or you can use baking soda, or they call it, what is this? Bicarbonate of soda. All right, so baking soda, simple as that. All right, so that's what I wish my mom taught me, to know how to cleanse my hands, especially after or during my cycle. I mean, there are so many more things that we could go in, but we will cut it right here. We don't want it to be too much for you to absorb at one time, so we will do a part 2. All right, because yes, we need to talk about how we really cleanse down there as women, and so many other issues as it relates to us as women. But please share in the comment section your thoughts about what I shared or what we just shared, and let's talk and let's keep this conversation going, especially with our daughters. And listen, your daughters are not too young. If you think 5 years old is too young, listen, once a woman start having her period, and I say woman, once a young lady start having her period, she can have, she can get pregnant. And I think the youngest person to have a child or to be pregnant was about 5 years old. So you think that is too young for you to share and to talk or to teach your daughters about their bodies? It's not too young. I think my husband said he started talking with our son, at 4 years old, about. So it's not too late. It's not too late. All right. So you have to share with them. And think about it. If you don't wait for the teacher or the guidance counselor or the school counselor to share with them. Share with them what you know. And if you don't know exactly how it works, go and research. We are in an internet age. We can learn so many things, and not just from the internet, but we can learn so many things from different sources. So let us learn and talk more about this topic of period. And as we talk about period, before we close, as we talk about period, it is important for us to know that there's something called period poverty. And by this, not many girls around the world can afford to have a pad. And so if you would like to help us, to help girls that we know that we can just put together a package to give them, please reach out to us. We'll share our contact information here. You can even share it in the comment section, or just send us an email or a WhatsApp. We are on a drive. We want to do that project this year in our 7th anniversary celebration. We want to give away pads to those girls who are not able to have pads. But yes, we did say we're wrapping up, so we will cut it right here. And I hope this video is very useful, and I hope that it will help many girls and young women and women alike, all of us, to be safe and to know how to relate to our periods, especially around that sensitive time of the month. As we wrap up Monday Medz Health Nuggets today, I'm reminded of the Word of God, as it says, the life of any creature is in the blood. And so God wants to give us new life, and He promises that He will give us new life. I hope that you will tap into this new life through the blood of Jesus. Have an awesome week, everyone, and God be with you.